It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I wanted to discuss this man right here because this is a guy that, to me, around these weights, is definitely one of the most interesting fighters around the weight class because he's, first and foremost, he is a real fighter. He's fought some extremely high-level fighters. He's won some, he's lost some. But overall, I think he's been a net positive for boxing. Now, for those of you who follow me, you guys know I used to really not like this guy because I feel like the Filipino boxing community was trying to make him to be the next Manny Pacquiao. And I was pissed off about how the Gary Russell Jr. fight went. So I used to be a bit of a Magsayo hater. But, over these last 2 years, I feel like I've grown a lot mentally, physically, spiritually. And I don't... I'm not like how I used to be in 2022 or even 2021. I'm a different BT. Every year I get better. Every day I get better. So I'm no longer the same person. So just because I was once a hater or a fighter doesn't mean I still am, because I'm a whole different person. I'm a whole different person now. So let's talk about Magsayo. Now, he's actually moved up to 130. We know that Magsayo at one point in time was he was the WBC featherweight champion of the world. When he beat Gary Russell Jr. in a very interesting fight in the beginning of 2022. That was the fight that kind of got me pissed off about Magsayo. But, Gary Russell Jr. beat him, beat Julio Ceja, came back, fought Ray Vargas, lost a close fight to him. I actually wound up dropping him, but it just wasn't enough. Vargas put too many rounds in the bank. And then he lost a pretty clear decision to, Brandon Figueroa. As Brandon Figueroa used his size to definitely go ahead and outwork him, right? So fought some really good fighters, definitely a lot of substance on the resume of Magsayo. But he is not a featherweight anymore, ladies and gentlemen. He is a super featherweight now. And last month, he actually wound up fighting former Stephen Fulton opponent, Isaac Avalar. And, man, it was, to me, this might have been the knockout of the year. His knockout... Junta Nakatani versus Maloney, and then who was the other guy? The two Cubans that fought on the Jake Paul card, the recent one. Them three knockouts right there are in a class of their own. Devastating knockouts. He stepped to the side like he was, he did this crazy angle and then threw this left hook from hell and put Isaac Avalar spark out, right? So when I watched that fight, because I did watch that fight, I did get a chance to look at how Magsayo is fighting as a 130-pounder as opposed to the guy he was at featherweight. And, man, one thing I can say about Magsayo, he's always been explosive. He's always been dangerous, but he looks even more explosive. He looks more dangerous, and it looks like he's actually developed a little bit as far as his footwork and the way he goes about pivoting and stepping around opponents. There's a little bit more with Magsayo now, and I think this is all coming with experience. It's coming with him fighting high-quality opposition like Brandon Figueroa, like Gary Russell Jr., like Ray Vargas, like Julio Ceja. Seeing those different styles that you got to see at the world-class level to become the fighter that you desire to become. So I think Magsayo is in a beautiful position to still become champion again, to go ahead and become a two-division champion and really, really make some noise in the 130-pound division, not just in 2024, but beyond 2024 in the years to come. So let's talk about where he's at now, Magsayo. So he's already ranked highly in two sanctioning bodies. He's number 7 in the WBC, which is the organization in which he previously held a title at featherweight. He's number 7 in the WBA. He's number 12 in the WBO, right? 12? No, yeah, 12. And he's not ranked in the IBF. So he's ranked in 3 of the 4 governing organizations. So let's talk about what could be the potential fights, the pathways for Magsayo. So when you look at, WBC, ranked just below him is Oscar Valdez. Now, Oscar Valdez, he's in a bad run of form. He's coming off 2 losses. I'm not sure if Top Rank wants to put him in that kind of a fight with Magsayo. They might want to get him a win so they can build him up towards a bigger fight for one of their champions, like maybe O'Shaquie Foster or maybe Vaquero Navarrete rematch. Who knows? But Magsayo versus him could be a good fight. If you look at, number 6, the guy ranked just above him in the WBA rankings, you got Hector Luis Garcia Garcia is coming off of a loss to Lamont Roach. I think him and Mark Magsayo would be an amazing crossroads fight for PBC to do on their Amazon Prime platform. You know, Hector Garcia has taken on all comers. Hector Garcia is a real fighter. And it would be a chance for Mark Magsayo to fight another big name on his resume, a guy who's been a former champion, whose name carries weight and holds real value in the super featherweight division. So I like that fight for Mark Magsayo. You know, I know at 12, just looking down at 12, you got Jordan Gill. Jordan Gill is number 12 from the UK. He just won a big fight against Mick Conlon. He looked very strong at the weight. Looks dangerous for anybody in the world at this weight class. I would like Jordan Gill versus Mark Magsayo, you know, so that's a good fight as well. And then if you go to the WBO, you got Jamel Herring ranked number 9, just a couple spots above Magsayo. I like that fight from Magsayo. Herring's a former champion. You got Henry LeBron, you got Kenichi Ogawa. So there is no shortage of options for Mark Magsayo. I mean, even like a Liam Wilson who gave a great fight with Vaquero Navarrete last year and dropped him, came as close as anybody has ever come to beating him, along with Contender. So that being said, there is no shortage of great fights for Mark Magsayo. And I'll tell you this, I like him a lot more at 130 than I did at 126. I just think the experience that he's gotten in these fights with Gary Russell Jr. and Ray Vargas and Brandon Figueroa and Julio Ceja and Isaac Avalar, these high-level opponents, I feel like you're starting to see him become more of a complete fighter. His mental is catching up to his physical, and and honestly, I think he's a guy that I actually think I look at him fight. I look at the explosiveness. I look at the footwork. He's a very dangerous fighter on these weights. I look at Mark Magsayo as a guy that could be champion at 30. So there's a lot of fights I like for him. I mean, even like, for example, you got Magsayo ranked at number 7. I'll tell you one fight I like a lot from Magsayo, and I think it's actually one of the most exciting fights you could make in the 130 division. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen because this guy is going to be waiting for a title shot, but Otar Aronosian, who's my favorite 130-pounder, he's the number 1 contender. I think that'll actually wind up being Lamont Roach's next opponent for the world title. If Otar fights Lamont Roach and actually gets his hands on the belt, I would love at some point, even if he doesn't have a belt, if the dollars make sense for the both fighters and they want to take the fight, I would love to see Mark Magsayo fight an explosive, shit-talking pressure fighter like Otar Aronosian. I mean, I don't think there's many better fights in boxing in any weight class better than Mark Magsayo versus Otar Aronosian. So that's just me. But yeah, nonetheless, that's my thoughts on Mark Magsayo. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving dang it. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.